Ooh. Hello, everyone. You know the drill. See what this ridiculous stuff is about. It says here, mother advocates for son's right to long hair despite school rejections. What? Is there a right to long hair? The schools still have like dress codes and shit, and this is dangerous as hell. Other kids could set his hair on fire. You can get gum stuck in it. Like that is just not good. And it's also distracting. If he's sitting in front of other students, they can't see. How young is this kid? Which is like 6, 5, 6. He can grow his hair out later in life. What an 8-year-old boy named Farouk James is at risk of losing access to quality education due to stringent school rules requiring him to cut his hair. Those rules always existed. Was there stringent now because this kid want to freaking grow his hair out and be wild? Farouk, hailing from London, has received numerous offers from modeling agencies, captivated by his charm and impressive locks. That sounds creepy. Farouk James. Just looks like a little girl. Forcing children to cut their hair is totally against human rights. The fuck? But they force adults to cut their hair. I will not give up trying to persuade governments to put legislation in place to protect children from these outdated punishing rules. No, you can fight all you want. It just can't happen. Like kids just can't have the freedom to do whatever they want. They just grow up to be asshole adults that just think they can do whatever they want. Like that's just insane. There has to be rules. It's probably why I'm not gonna say she's a bad mother, but it is implied. Farouk hasn't done anything wrong, and you reject him. That's not the argument, sweetheart. The schools has regulations. Send him to a different school that don't give a shit. But you won't because you want to go to that specific school because they probably have a certain reputation, or they have a better facility. And you know how they maintain their good facility and their reputation? Rules. You can go to a shitty school that gives you all the freedom, where the kids are running around destroying everything. No one can learn anything, and it's just chaos because they have no rules. He will say goodbye to his friends as they all get accepted into schools he wants to desperately wants to attend. Well, it's not desperate enough because he doesn't want to cut his hair. Or maybe you're telling him not to cut his hair. The principal says, if you do not like the rules, find another school. Exactly. Why would they make an exception for this one kid? One kid. Have all these kids following the same rules, and your one kid doesn't want to follow it. All the kids can get into school, they can learn, they can do everything they need to do, but your one kid wanted to be special. And you think it's unfair? No. Options are limited when it comes to schools with good results in London. I knew it. I freaking knew it. I knew she was going to that specific school because of the reputation that they had. I'm trolled by people who have been very nasty. You weren't trolled. You heard reason. You heard your arguments were dumb, and people weren't agreeing with you, and you call it trolling. And told me rules are rules. Exactly. That's not trolling. Rules are rules. And we must cut his hair. Yes. You don't must cut his hair. Just go to a different school, like the principal said. But they forget it was only in 19... They forget it was only in 1986 that corporal punishment was outlawed in schools. It's not a corporal punishment, bitch. You just don't get accepted because you don't want to follow the rules. Imagine it was actually legal for a child to be taken into a room. This is our argument. This is our argument. Really? None of this is happening. But imagine if it was actually something much worse. Strange adult and physically punished. You send them to a school, right? All those people are strange adults. I grew up in school where you get physically punished. A lot of belts. God, big ass belts, like wrestling belts too. They really whoop you. Ah, it was not fun. I'll tell you that. Uh, I hope one day soon we will be back on the bad gender discrimination policies. We'll look back on bad gender discrimination policies in school and be shocked these rules ever existed. Is your kid, is your 8-year-old gay? Is that what you're saying? What is happening? Is she transitioning her son non-binary? Does this kid identify as non-binary? What is happening? This chick just trying to attach to a movement because she doesn't want to follow the school rules? His mother, Bonnie Miller, explained that according to family tradition rooted in the boy's Ghanaian grandfather. Come on now. Farouk was supposed to get his hair cut at the age of 3. However, both he and his mother grew fond of his hair. Even according to the rules of their goddamn ancestry, it was supposed to cut his hair. But he was like, oh, I like my hair. And his mom was like, oh, well, I guess we can't cut it. Let's just make up arguments then. Bonnie argues that the UK school rules, which permit girls to have long hair but prohibit boys from doing the same, infringe upon children's human rights. That's where that's her argument. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. The problem is that's stupid. The reason they make an exception for girls to have long hair is because they would get made fun of if they're forced to get hairstyles like boys. On the other hand, no consequences for boys that have boys short hair. Makes sense? It's for the benefit of the child. That's why they have the exception. Whereas your kid doesn't is not granted an exception because there's no consequence for him cutting his hair, except that he'll feel sad for a little bit. Bonnie has initiated a petition on change.org to ban hair-based discrimination in the UK. This one has lost her mind. Like anybody else have time to help you in your ridiculous shit because you and your kid. However, she also receives negative feedback, especially after the TV appearance discussing the family struggles to find an appropriate school for Farouk. Does this kid have a father in his life? Seems weirdly like all about her and her father's saying something. What is this? I don't want to. I don't even want to learn. I don't even want to learn what this is. She gets her kid into modeling, and she's taking social media posts all about her kid. Seems like her life revolves a lot around her kid, and yeah, it's getting weird. I'm not sure. There's no man in the picture, nothing. I don't know what's going on with that. But until next time.